Marvel Rivals is fast paced, flashy, and chaotic, but if you're not careful, you'll waste your time making the same mistakes I did. Today I'm breaking down 7 things I wish I knew before I started playing. These tips would have made me way better faster. Let's get into it. When I first started, back when the game was in beta, I didn't care to watch any YouTube videos. I just wanted to learn it all myself. I thought pressing more buttons when I felt like it meant more damage, and boy was I wrong. Spamming abilities without purpose is a recipe for disaster. You end up throwing away your cooldowns before a real fight even starts. Trust me when I say that's not what you want. Instead, learn the flow of your character. Practice combos and abilities in the practice range, dual match, and sometimes quick play if you're just starting out. Understand how long your cooldowns are, how you can escape or protect yourself, and understand the time and place to use them effectively. Every hero has a rhythm and flow, and if you don't know it, you're just freestyling and hoping it works out. Use these abilities sparingly as this can turn the fight in your favor. The second tip I have is focus on your positioning more than your aim. This was the hardest lesson for me to accept. I spent hours practicing aim, flicks, and crosshair placement, only to still keep getting eliminated. Of course, aim is important, but then I realized that my positioning was dog. You can have amazing aim, but if you're in a terrible position, you'll end up getting eliminated before you land a shot. Abusing corners, cover, and knowing where high ground is, these are your real tools for survival. Great players win fights before they shoot by having a strategy and a plan. Sometimes you'll have to adjust accordingly. Start watching where you're positioning, watch the angles, avoid just walking in a straight line in open space, and always have an escape route nearby. This is extremely important to your success as a player and as a team in general. I've said this multiple times in a few different videos, however, this truly does separate good and great players. The third tip I have is strategists win games, not just duelists. Marvel Rivals gives every role a spotlight, but most new players tunnel vision on duelists. But support heroes, they can make or break team fights. They keep your team alive, sure, but the best ones do much more. They heal, keeping vanguards and duelists up. They ult for tempo shifts. Depending on how your support uses their ult, it can either really help your team gain an advantage, or it can set you up for tremendous failure. A well-played healer turns a losing fight into a winnable one. Supports control the pace of the game more than damaged players realize. Personally, I didn't think this was true until I watched a few really good players that play Vanguard as well as duelists. Don't sleep on them. Also, guys, don't sleep on learning multiple roles. Learn at least one or two and understand how to play with one, even if you're not playing support yourself. Being a strategist is not necessarily an easy role. This segues into my next tip, which is to learn one or two heroes at a time. I know I said this in a previous video, however, it's tempting to learn everyone, especially when there's so many iconic choices that we have, as well as newer characters that I'm sure we will be absolutely stoked for in the future. But trust me, don't spread yourself too thin early on. Pick one or a couple of heroes and lock in. Learn every interaction, learn matchups, understand their strengths and their weaknesses. Learn movement tech. You'll climb faster, win more games, and build confidence if you master one role or a few heroes, instead of dabbling with 10 of them at the same exact time. Being extremely good at one or two heroes will take you a long way. Get as much experience as you can with a playstyle that fits you. The next tip I have is that movement is a superpower. Marvel Rivals is a movement heavy game. Some heroes like Iron Fist have wall running, double jumps, dashes like Psylocke, and even open up portals to help your team with Doctor Strange. It's literally everywhere. But most players barely use it right or not often at all. I also said this in the past video, but I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into the subject. Movement isn't just about aimlessly moving around, it's about survival and helping your team gain as many advantages as you possibly can have. If you're always standing still or walking normally, you're basically target practice, especially for players that know the game well and know what they're doing. It is extremely frustrating, and I promise you, your movement is more important than you think it is. Learn your hero's movement, practice it like you would aim drills. Also, take note of how big your hitbox is. A moving target is harder to hit and way more dangerous than anything that's just standing still. Next, team comps actually matter. For casual play, team comps aren't necessarily as important as if you're playing competitively. A good comp equals a good game. Two tanks and no healer, you're going to struggle and it's going to be an absolute nightmare. All damage and no frontline, you'll get rolled in every single team fight that you have. Synergy matters more than you think it does. Stun setups, AoE combos, and defensive cooldowns. Even in solo queue, learn to pick around what your team has, not just what you like. This is really important to your success as a player. Lastly, but definitely not least, ranked is about more than just technical skill. This might be the most important thing I wish I knew. Ranked isn't just a raw skill check, it's a mindset test as well. Here's what I learned. If you get tilted, not only will you lose, but you'll get absolutely destroyed by the enemy team. If you focus on teammates' mistakes instead of your own, you stop improving. Focusing more on how you can be the difference instead of complaining and wasting a lot of your potential and your time on other people, you will get better and a lot faster than most people do. If you queue angry, you play worse, period. If you want to climb, you have to take accountability. Stay level-headed, don't play while you're tilting, and focus on what you can control. It's not just about being good, it's about staying composed. If someone had told me these 7 things when I started, I would have avoided so many losses. So now I'm passing them on to you. If you would like for me to make a second part of this video, make sure to let me know in the comments. Which one of these hit the hardest for you? Let me know. And if you found this helpful, drop a like as it helps get this out to other people. Sub if you want more in-depth Marvel Rivals guides, tips, and content. We're just getting started. Until next time, it's your favorite Big Brother Croissant. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. God bless every single one of y'all. I'm out, man. Peace.